Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you guys how to make some delicious Chile Verde nachos. In case you guys want to how to make this super easy and delicious recipe, just stay tuned and I'll show you how. Alrighty guys, so let's get started with our ingredients. So for the recipe we're going to need 3 pounds of chuck tender roast or pot roast, corn tortillas, 12 green chiles, chile serrano, 8 tomatillos, 1 Roma tomato, a half of a small white onion, 3 garlic cloves, 2 bay leaves, queso Oaxaca, 2 tablespoons of flour, 1 tablespoon of beef bouillon, 2 teaspoons of ground cumin, 2 teaspoons of oregano, salt, and black pepper. So these are ingredients. Now let's get started. Alright guys, so first we're going to start by roasting our chile verdes. Alright, so we're just going to completely roast them. Alright, so for tomatillos and chile serranos, we're just going to throw them in a saucepan. Cover them with water. Set it on high heat and bring them to a boil. Alright, so once they're fully roasted, we're going to transfer them into a bag. And just make sure that you seal the bag. So we're just going to wait for the rest of the green chiles to roast. Alright, so once our chiles are nice and roasted, we're just going to make sure that the bag is sealed, and we're just going to give them a couple minutes so they can sweat, and meanwhile we still wait on our tomatillos. Alright, so once the tomatillos come to a boil, we're going to drain the water and set them to the side. Alright, so now we're going to prepare our meat, so we're just going to cut into 3 big chunks. Alright, so now we're just going to season our meat with salt and black pepper. Make sure that you add a good amount. And I use 4 teaspoons and 1 tablespoon of black pepper. Alright, so you also want to make sure that your meat is at room temperature and that you pat it dry. And just press down so all your salt and black pepper can stick to the meat. Alright, so now we're just going to set it to the side while we wait for our chiles to finish sweating. Alright guys, so once our chiles are nice and soft, now we are ready to peel them. So make sure that you remove the stem and the seeds. And just peel the skin off. And you want to transfer 10 chiles to our blender cup. Okay, so once we have all of our chiles nice and peeled, now we're going to chop 2 of our chiles along with half of the onion and a Roma tomato. So I just pile them up like that, cut them in half, and then cut them into small pieces. Alright, so for onion, we're just going to cut into small pieces as well. So just like that. In a Roma tomato, we're going to remove the seeds. We're going to cut in half and just cut them into small pieces. Alright, so once we have our 2 green chiles, onion, and tomato chopped into small pieces, now we are ready to make our green sauce. Alright, so to our blender cup, we're going to transfer our 3 chile serranos, our tomatillos, 3 garlic cloves, the other piece of onion, our chicken bouillon, cumin, and oregano, and 1 cup of water. So now we're going to blend everything together until we have a smooth salsa. Alright, so once we have a green salsa, now we are ready to begin cooking. Alright guys, and I also forgot to mention to add half of a bunch of cilantro. Alright, so now we can begin cooking. Alright, so I'm going to be using my Instant Pot, so we're going to set it on saute. So just make sure that your Instant Pot is set on high setting. So we're going to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and we're just going to wait for our Instant Pot to be ready. Alright guys, so once our Instant Pot is ready, now we are ready to begin searing our meat. Alright, so we're going to sear our meat for 1 minute each side. Now, of course, if you don't have an Instant Pot, you can make this recipe on a stovetop or on your crock pot. Alright, so after the minute, we're going to flip our meat over. And we're just going to repeat the process until all of our meats are nice and brown. Alright, so once our meat is nice and brown all around, we're going to remove it from the Instant Pot. We're going to add another tablespoon of oil. And repeat the same process to the remaining of our meat. Alright, so once we have all of our meat nice and brown, we're going to add another 2 tablespoons of oil. And we're going to begin to cook our onions. Alright, so we're just going to cook our onions for 1 minute. Alright, so after the minute, we're going to throw in our green chile and tomato. So now just mix it. And now we're going to throw in our flour. So just dissolve it with the oil. Alright, so now we're going to add our sauce. And add a little bit of water to your blender, just so you can get the remaining sauce. Alright, so now we're just going to cancel. We're going to throw back our meat into our Instant Pot. Just make sure that your meat is covered with the sauce. Throw your bay leaves. Close it. Make sure that your valve is on sealing. So now we're going to set it for 45 minutes on high. Alright guys, so once our meat is done, we're going to let it sit for 30 minutes. Meanwhile, we're going to make our chips for our nachos. Alright, so we're going to grab a large frying pan. We're going to set it on medium heat, and we're going to add 2 cups of oil. So we're just going to wait for it to heat up, and meanwhile we can cut our tortillas. Alright, so we're going to grab a stack of tortillas and we're going to cut them into fourths. Okay, so once we have our tortillas, now we are just waiting for the oil so we can begin frying. Alright, so once our oil is ready, we're going to layer 1 single layer of tortillas into our oil. And we're going to fry for 5 minutes until our tortillas are nice and golden. Alright guys, so after 5 minutes, this is what our tortilla chips should look like. So we're just going to remove them from the oil. And now we're just going to repeat the same process to the remaining tortillas. Alright, so at this time you also want to shred your cheese. Alright, so once we're done making the desired amount of nacho chips, now we are just going to wait for the meat. Alright guys, so after 30 minutes, we're just going to release any leftover steam. Alright, so now we're just going to open our Instant Pot. Let me tell you, that smells delicious. Alright, and our meat should be super tender, as you can see. So we're going to remove it from the broth so we can shred it. And at this point, you can try your green chile to see if it needs any salt. For me, it is perfect, so I'm not going to add any. But now we can just shred our beef. Alright guys, so once your meat is nice and shredded, and I just gave some to the kids. Alright, so now we're just going to return it to our green chile. And just make sure that you remove your bay leaves. So just throw it back in there. Mix it all. And now we are ready for the fun part. making our nachos. Alrighty guys, and now for the fun part, making our nachos. Now of course, you're going to top it however you want to serve it, but this is just how I like to serve my nachos. So we're going to grab our layer of chips. Going to grab our cheese. And so I'm going to grab some beans. I'm going to grab a little bit of my chile. And I'm going to top another layer of chips. More cheese. More chile. I'm going to add some crema. And just top it with some avocado. And now we are ready to enjoy our delicious green chile nachos. Alrighty guys, and now for the best part, the taste test. I am so ready. So let's grab a chip and enjoy. Seriously, super delicious. It's okay to get messy. It is seriously full of flavor. It's not spicy. I only added 3 chile serranos, and to me this is just so perfect. And of course, you know, the toppings is just super delicious. Alrighty guys, and there you have it on how to make some delicious Chile Verde nachos. I hope you guys had enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and if you recreate this recipe, please don't forget to tag me on any of my social medias. And if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button so you guys can be part of our family. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.